Today, my best friend is teaching at her church in Hawaii, and we've been talking about the message the Lord has given her and praying for her. And also, our church is doing just a good work, like honoring the Lord and obeying Him. But the message that my friend was giving was God sees you. But as I was praying about that message, I also was thinking about how God knows how to find us. That's the title of the thing that the message the Lord put in my heart is God knows how to find you. Okay, so sometimes we feel overlooked. Sometimes we're just living day by day, doing our jobs, taking care of the kids, and we love the Lord and we serve Him and we worship Him but deep down our hearts are longing for more of Him and just something more for Him, and it's not really like this seeking of glory, although when we're younger in the faith, we feel like we need a position and acknowledgement and everybody to know who we are. But as we get older, we recognize that we need to love God in that secret place. Like David, when he was just out in the field and nobody even knew his name and nobody even cared because he wasn't one of them. And what do you mean, David? Like, we're going to call David? Who's that? Right? And I think about this message on my heart, which is God knows how to find you. The father of our faith, Abraham, God called him and said, leave your father's house, leave the land of your father and go to a land that I will show you. And I will make you a great nation. You will be a father of many. And tying that in with the messages that the Lord's given our pastor here at New Life, Corpus Christi, is that when God calls, are we going to obey? There was an amazing testimony today of a man who ran to church, who knows, a mile or two, or who knows how far he ran, in his pajama bottoms, because he was watching our service that his wife attended that he wasn't going to. He was at home drinking a beer, and he was like, yeah, well, let me just see what's going on here. And when the Lord called him and said, leave this place, okay, leave this place of alcoholism, leave this place of living a double life and who knows what else, come where I call you, come to the land I'll take you to, obey me, I'll take you to a land that I'll show you. And what is that land? Maybe that land is freedom from drugs, freedom from pornography, freedom from fear, freedom from anger. Maybe it's freedom from pain, from childhood pain, or just life pain, like what is this land that He's taking us to? But He's faithful to do it, right? So God knows how to find you. He found Abraham. He found Moses, right? He found David in the field. Nobody was looking for them. Nobody's like, hey, I got a calling for you. You're so special, anointed one. No, it was like they were nobody. Nobody thought they were special. Nobody was like, oh, you're the preacher guy. No, they just set their heart to be wholehearted. And the Lord knew how to find them. He found them. And I encourage myself with this because I love the Lord, and I know that I have grown overwhelmed and weary and distracted with the cares of this world, with so much work and stress and finances and kids and, the stuff that we go through. And Jesus is my first love. He's my everything. And I have to remind myself that he knows how to find me, and He finds me where I'm at. And He says, will you come with me to this land that I have for you? Will you leave what you know? Like for me, real estate is my job, but I know that Lord's called me to other things I will not share on this video, but I know that He's called me to other things. And I'm afraid to release, my hand off of that real estate because it's what I know. It's like Peter the fisherman saying, hey, I know how to fish. And Jesus is like, but he didn't catch anything. He didn't make any money. And Jesus is like, hey, why don't you cast your net over? And Peter's like, yeah, this is what I do. You're a carpenter, you're a teacher, you're not a fisherman. This is what I do. This is what I do well. This is my sustenance. This is my income, right? But because you told me to put my net over there, I'll try it, just for your sake, because it's not nighttime anymore. That's when you fish. I know where to fish. I know when to fish. But for your sake, I'll obey you. And when he obeyed Jesus and he set his net out into a place that's probably not where you normally fish, and not at the time you normally fish. The Lord brought in so many fish that like it was sinking his boat, and he's just like, oh my goodness. And what that spoke to me was, wow, like we hear that the messages over and over, but the Lord really does provide fresh manna, fresh food, fresh heavenly revelation if we just continue to seek him. And what that spoke to me was, wow, like if I just let him, if I come to him and do what he says, right? Maybe it's not where I think it should be. Maybe it's nothing I'm familiar with. Maybe it's not where I think it should be. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. But if I just obey, he can show us, show me, show you that he can bring in more than enough for us if we just trust him and we stop clinging to what is familiar and comfortable for us, right? And so my encouragement to myself, my encouragement to you is, you know what? Sometimes we just need to just trust that God brings us to a place where we're so uncomfortable that we really have no other option than to obey him and where and what he's called us to do, or where to go, or what to do, right? So let's do it. Let's have the faith. Let's put aside our fear and walk in obedience and say, yes, Lord, I'll cast my net over there, even though I've done everything that's feasibly possible to bring about this financial breakthrough. There's no fish. But Jesus said, try it again. Why don't you try here? Why don't you try there? Why don't you go here? Why don't you do this? Why don't you just obey? And Pastor Mike today said, what is it? Our blessing is on the other side of obedience, something like that. Our breakthrough is on the other side of obedience. And I'm convicted because, what is success if it's not with Jesus, right? So Jesus is my success, not my business. And so anyway, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to anyone else who wants to be encouraged today. The Lord knows how to find you. He sees you. He sees you like the woman at the well. He sees you like Nathan under the tree. Like he sees you. He knows how to find you. Don't worry, but listen and obey and go where he called you to go.